Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. It's Tip Tuesday. Grab your pen and your paper and come on in. It's Tip Tuesday with Nikedra. I'm super excited to be before you for another Tip Tuesday. So as y'all come on in, if you're watching on replay, make sure you put hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Share this out. Say hello as you come in so I can properly greet you. It's Tip Tuesday. My name is Nikedra. I am the nurse practitioner who teaches and trains you ways to get and stay healthy. For those of you all who are hopping in, let me know what my props look like. Is this forward facing so you can read? Give me a thumbs up in the comment or say yes. Tip Tuesday with Nikedra, just so I can make sure that you all can read and that it's not mirror image. So as you come on in, make sure you say hello so I can properly greet you. Let's get this thing started. So hopefully I can start to see your comments roll on in. I see some people hopping in. Let me know if you can read this forward facing. Is it facing you so that you can read it correctly? I'd hate to go through this whole broadcast and it be a mirror image for you. So we're going to talk about stress. Let's talk about stress, baby. Let's talk about COVID-19. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things in between. Let's talk about stress. Yeah, I'll be keeping my day job. But anyway, we're going to talk about stress today. Thank you, Sheila. Announcements. First of all, engage and share. So if you haven't already, press the share button and share this out on your news feed. Number 2, say hello as you hop in. If you are watching this on replay, make sure you say hello so I can properly greet you. And number 3, you can still find me in the club. That's Club 550. More information, bit.ly/Club 550. We started on yesterday, but yes, there is still time to get in. So let's hop into our topic for today. April. So April is Stress Awareness Month. You know, every month there's something different. April is Stress Awareness Month. So during April, we talk about stress, the causes, and the cures. How many of you know what stress is? Give me another thumbs up in the comments. Or yes. What is stress? So stress is a huge public health challenge, but it's not taken as seriously because people don't actually see stress. Like you can't see it like a physical concern. So stress can lead to many mental problems like anxiety, depression, can lead to heart disease, you don't sleep well, stomach problems, and a decrease in your immune system. So stress is the body's reaction to harmful situations, and these situations can be real or they can be perceived, which means they can be that somebody thinks something is out to get them or harm them, which is a perception, but really not. So what happens to your body when it's under stress? So during stress, your body releases a hormone. These hormones should only typically be released when you're threatened. There's adrenaline, which you probably heard of adrenaline, and cortisol. So that's what happens when your body gets stressed. If you are just hopping into the broadcast, say hello as you come in. We're talking about stress today. It's a stressful time. Lots of things going on in the world. Lots of people displaced, not in their proper place in terms of workplace, teaching from home, all sorts of things. So it's a stressful time. April is National Stress Awareness Month. So we're talking about stress today. So let's talk about some signs of increased stress. Have any of you felt some of this over the past 3 or 4 weeks? Depression or anxiety. You feel overwhelmed. You're not motivated. You're not focused. You may have some racing thoughts, or you constantly worry. Poor decision making. You don't sleep, or you sleep too much. You're angry, you're irritable, and you're restless. So all these are signs that your stress levels have increased. Now let's face it. We have stress all the time. Different parts of our lives, different situations. Hey, I see Shaquita's here. Katara, Tyshonda, Regina. Hey, y'all, hey. So we have stress throughout our life anyway, right? Everybody has stress. But sometimes your stress levels can peak. And this is certainly one of those times, right? This is certainly a time by which the majority of people, the majority of places you go, the majority of everything is dealing with a level of stress that we have not seen before. And so what can you do if you are stressed out? So what do you do if you're stressed out? If you can identify with, oh yes, some of those symptoms that she said are what I'm going through, what can you do if you're stressed out? Tell me what you do. Because everybody has a level of stress. Everybody has been stressed at some point or another. So what do you do when you find yourself stressed out? What can you do? What should you do? That answer varies from one person to the other, because what I can do to de-stress is not the same thing you need, and vice versa. Let's talk about a couple of things. Here you go. Some relaxation techniques. So you want to find one that works best for you. Find a relaxation technique that works best for you. 2, you want to talk to somebody. So this somebody can be a counselor, a therapist, it can be your best friend, but it's helpful to talk to somebody. Why? Because most of the time you're not thinking clearly. You're not focused. You're making irrational decisions. You go out and you buy something that you probably shouldn't because you're not focused, you're not thinking, you're not planning. So you want to work through those situations where you're not seeing things clearly. So make sure you run things by somebody so they can make sure to check you. That's why you got to have good friends around you to make sure they can check you. All right, the third thing you want to do is take control. So control what you can control. Most of the time, y'all are stressed out over things you can't even control. So control what you can control. You want to work to find solutions. So this is going to be a work tip Tuesday. So make sure you grab your pen and your paper if you haven't already. We're talking about ways that you can help to de-stress, relaxation techniques, talk to somebody, take control, and physical activity. So we talked about that adrenaline and that cortisol rush that you get when you're stressed out. Well, what happens when you exercise is that activity will metabolize those hormones. Can you believe it? So when you work out, when you exercise, you're actually metabolizing the stressful hormones in your body. So that's why people are less stressed if they work out. So we're going to talk about more techniques. If you are a part of Club 550, we're going to talk about more in lecture on Thursday. bit.ly/Club 550 if you want to still be a part of it. So I'm just giving you all 4 on Tip Tuesday, 4 relaxation techniques or 4 techniques that you can get to help you de-stress. There are plenty more. I'm going to talk about those in the group on Thursday. But Shaquita started riding her bike and going outside more. That's a great one, especially now since the weather is warming up. You want to start getting outside, getting in tune with Mother Nature. So name some things that make you stressed out. Just start putting them in the comments. Name some things that make you stressed out. This is where you're going to grab your piece of paper and your pencil or your pen. Put in the comments at least one thing that makes you stressed out. You can write several of them. Write the top 3 things that cause you stress on a piece of paper. I do want to see some comments though below. What are some of the things that cause you or people you know, quote unquote, stress? I'll tell you a few of them. Kids, family, jobs, lack of money, financial circumstances, bills, of course, corona, money, yes. So you want to write these things on that piece of paper, jot some down below, write as many as you want, and then on your piece of paper, I want you to check. Kids, absolutely. I want you to check the ones that you can change, right? Because we know there are some things that you can change, but there are some things that you just can't change. And we already said you need to change the things that you can change. So write as many of the things that stress you out on your piece of paper. Money, kids, weight gain, fear of the unknown. Just list them on and on and on. Money, finances, you need a new car, you don't have reliable transportation, so on and so forth. Check the things that you can change. So go down your list and put a check mark beside the things you can change. And I want you to write one thing you're going to do to change that thing that's stressing you out. So if you can change it, what is the one thing you're going to start doing to help change it? So I'm going to talk about Tashana. She said weight gain. That's something you can change. So put one thing you're going to do to change that beside it. If you can't change it, you shouldn't have a check mark there, which means you got to just control what you can control and change the things that you can change. The common denominator in all the things that you wrote is, guess what? It's you. So you are the common denominator. So sometimes in order to make a shift, in order to see a change, you actually have to make a change in the common denominator, which is you. So make sure you are writing down those things that are stressing you out, because a lot of times we don't acknowledge them. We have them up here in our head and we kind of know, like, oh my goodness, that's making me have some anxiety. It's making my heart race a little bit. I'm getting a headache. I'm getting clammy hands and sweaty hands. So we know those things happen to us. We get stressed out, as we call it, but we really don't identify with the things that causes us stress. And once you start doing that, you can decide whether or not you're going to change the things you're going to change, or if you're going to let those things you can't change just stay where they are. You got it? If you are a part of Club 550, I see some of those members in here. We're going to talk more about stress on Thursday, because stress actually is decreased once you start to exercise. So we talked about hormones, adrenaline, and cortisol. Those decrease when you start moving around and exercising. So because we are exercising, moving and grooving, increasing our mobility in that group, we're going to talk about why it's going to be beneficial to you as it relates to your stress. All right, I'm going to see y'all next week on Tip Tuesday. Remember, change the things you can change and finish your homework. I'll see y'all later. Bye.